every foreign resume we see tends to have a lot of information in it. No one cares if you've got these kind of, if you take, well, actually executive MBA is a big deal and an LLM is a big deal. But I've certainly got degrees from all sorts of Ivy League schools and taken business classes there, but that doesn't mean our executive education classes. That's the last thing in the world I would put on my resume. I think I even have a degree from UCLA that I spent a year getting. It's business related. I would never put it on my resume. And so you typically, and I don't say that to output Harvard Business School, these programs, it might have cost you $100,000 to take it. I don't know. But you just pretty much, you don't want, if people are hiring attorneys, they're hiring attorneys. They're not hiring people that get these certifications from these schools. It's one thing to get a certification, it's another to practice it. So I would take a lot of that. This resume, there's too much going on in this resume for me to go over, but this resume, you need to take a look at the American resumes we've looked at so far, especially the first one, and really do what you can. But no, this is going to be very difficult to get a job. Actually, it looks like you did go to Harvard Business School. I can't even tell from this resume, but it's it just needs, every resume needs to be very clean, because I look at resumes for a living, and I look at this thing and I can't tell what the hell's going on. And it's nothing to do with that this is a bad resume. It's just not the way Americans do resume. And so you don't need to talk about all this. I don't want to go into too much detail, but I hope everyone can understand problems with this as a U.S. resume. There's just too much going on. So you have to look at what U.S. resumes are doing. And all these videos here, look at this languages. Wow. All of these videos and stuff that I've done of resumes before, I would, if I would go through and look at them. I don't know what this one is yet. This is a form resume. So this is the 2020 graduate and the 2000. I like what this person's done with their education. I think this is I don't think you want to say you're in the top 2/3 of your class. I don't think the top 2/3 means you were in the bottom third, or someone who's, I don't know. It doesn't sound very good. It sounds like, say, you're the top 95%. So I wouldn't take that off. Postgraduate diploma in project planning, top 2/3, top 1/3. Okay. So that means you're in the bottom third. Okay. I don't know what's going on there, but unless your people don't understand what these top third. Okay, that's pretty good. But generally, I don't know that it's a good idea to list your class ranking, especially for LLMs and all that kind of stuff. And U.S. law firms aren't going to know, employers, what a GPA means from a school in Uganda. So fact finding would be, so everyone needs to run their stuff through the software, because the second you make a mistake in this stuff, it's disqualifying you guys from lots of jobs. And so you just need to be very careful with all of this, with or on behalf of. So go through, and you have to clean up your language. So this would say, working, Robert have. Anyway, so go through, I would have somebody go through your resume and really fix up the English here, because there are some mistakes. And then most of the time, people aren't going to be, I would just say, employment associate. This experience you've had in Uganda is not necessarily going to be applicable to what you're doing here. And so all this stuff too, about having strong motivation and stuff, your record will show that, not necessarily this. And I would think anyone that moves to the United States, these activities, played second place, coffee tasting and cupping. Okay, that's cool. Best taster in Uganda, that's cool. That's interesting. Playing chess, that's awesome. Let's look best female chess player at your law school. I don't know. You can say you like chess, and then this is not how U.S. people write their resume. So I would actually go talk to your law school and get some input from them, and really, and I've given you input, but these resumes, anything that's exotic and different, and certainly anyone that goes to school overseas is exotic and different. You just need to have it kind of updated in terms of having a more American feel. And then, unless it's definitely going to be more, because the more you say, the more risk you put of having information that looks odd. LexisNexis, everyone, and these are actually one word. I think Westlaw and LexisNexis is also one word. So everything that you're writing down, if you get one mistake wrong, that can hurt you. If you make one typo, that can hurt you. And I wanted to tell everyone a quick story. I told it in our meeting we had for our recruiters yesterday, but I was